A simple definition of strengths is that there's something we're good at. Not only that, there is something that we just cannot not do. While they can be developed and refined, they are innate and sometimes described as gifts. They can include values, talents, and traits. When we use our strengths, we're more confident, have increased energy, tend to perform at higher levels, and are more likely to achieve our goals. That is why it is so important for you to know what your strengths are for your career and education success. There's an old story about an individual who goes on a search for wealth, is unsuccessful, and in the process loses everything. He dies alone and penniless, and his home is sold. One day, the woman who had bought his home was digging in the garden. She unearths a stone and upon cleaning it, realizes that it is a precious gem. She discovers that the land the home is located on is full of precious gems. We're often like this person, wishing we're as gifted as others, and yet failing to realize that we too have many strengths that can allow us to be successful. One reason for this is that talents do not exist alone, but need to be combined with complementary skills and knowledge for their potential to be fully realized. For example, empathy, a talent, only becomes fully realized when we combine it with good communication skills. There are different ways to identify your strengths. Two of the most popular formal tools used are the Clifton Strengths Finder and the VIA Character Strengths. The Clifton Strengths assesses 34 talent themes, while the VIA Character Strengths assesses 24 character strengths. Both provide you with a common language to talk about your strengths. Michelle Quaid, one of the authors of Your Strengths Blueprint, suggests that the Clifton Strengths highlights what you naturally do and excel at, whereas the VIA Character Strengths highlights how you naturally like to do things. For example, a person with a Clifton Strengths talent known as developer likes and excels at helping people to develop and be their best. The person may do this using humor, curiosity, and humility if these are their top VIA character strengths. You can also assess your strengths informally by reflecting on a recent experience where you felt strong and at your best. Take a moment to replay this experience in your mind or write it down. What was it like? How did you feel doing it? What did you do well? And what was the outcome? Lastly, list as many strengths as you can from this experience and then identify the top 3. While knowing your strengths is important, it is just as important for you to deliberately apply them in your schooling and work. For instance, how can you be more deliberate to apply the top 3 personal strengths you identified in the previous activity in the coming week? If you have completed the Clifton Strengths, you can also review the ideas for action presented for each of your top talents in your report and pick at least one to implement. Book an appointment with a career specialist to learn more about your strengths and how they can help you to be your best in your career.